Hey guys, I'm Dr. Jeff Finley.
And I'm Dr. Jessica Finley.
It's that time of year again where the question arises, should I get the flu vaccine? Is it even effective? Is it dangerous? All of these are fair questions, but hopefully by now you know how we find the answer to this. We simply look and see what news story came out that week about it and make our decision based off of that. Just kidding, guys. We look at published research, of course. So let's see what it has to say about the flu vaccine.
Each year, the CDC, also known as the Center for Disease Control, releases data on the effectiveness of the vaccine for that year, based upon the data collected from emergency rooms, hospitals, as well as a few other sources such as doctors' offices. Overall, the effectiveness of the vaccine, according to the research, shows that it is usually about 40% effective. Now, there are certainly a lot of factors that affect how helpful the vaccine will be, especially from person to person. Age certainly is a big factor. According to their research, those who are 65 and older typically have more of a need for this vaccine because their immune systems are a little bit more compromised. Now, there may be a little bit biased in the research there, but I don't think it's anything to get too bent out of shape about. Because, believe it or not, the research shows that there is pretty minimal evidence for benefit or harm, for that matter, from the flu vaccine. Thus, if your doctor recommends that you get one, then you should probably follow their advice. If you are deathly opposed to getting one because of the ingredient list, or you don't feel well after getting a vaccine, I don't think it's the end of the world. As with anything, you should always discuss this with your doctor.
Now, let's talk about something that has come up with the flu vaccine. If you decide to get one, the question is, how long will the vaccine be effective? Now, this is usually where they have you get it every year because they say it only lasts about a year. However, one paper that we found that was published in September showed that as time passes, the likelihood of contracting the flu goes up. So again, this complicates the issue of when is the best time to get it, knowing that we get it yearly, but what time of year should we get it so that it's most effective? Some have proposed that maybe you should get it later in the season. Others say it doesn't really matter. Well, there's good news about this too, because we found a study that actually talks about how to make the vaccine more effective and have a longer lasting effect. Now, this is what the study stated, and I quote, "The studies in our review suggest that probiotics offer a relatively cheap intervention to improve vaccine efficiency and duration of protection." Well, this is pretty exciting news. It basically showed that when you take probiotics alongside of the vaccine, it helps protect your gut and helps the vaccine be a little bit more effective for a longer period of time. Now, we've spoke about probiotics before, but it's awfully exciting to see another added benefit on top of what we've already spoken about before in terms of their already long list of potential benefits.
Now, at the end of the day, in our opinion, it really doesn't matter which category you fall into. The evidence for and against it is very mixed, and both of the benefits and risks seem to be pretty minimal for those who are immunocompetent, meaning adults with normal immune systems. The more important issue during flu season is what things are you doing or not doing to help support your overall health. Most people do not drink as much water in the winter, and it's colder, so people don't go outside to get vitamin D. They usually aren't physically active, or going for walks or playing outside. It's usually a stressful time with the holidays, so their adrenals are overworked, and with the colder weather comes your favorite comfort foods. Typically higher in fat and carbs, with little to no nutritional value. Perhaps the better focus during flu season should be maximizing your overall health, which will in turn improve your immune system instead of relying just on the flu shot.
Now, we hope that this helps add a little bit of information into the whole discussion of whether you should get it or not. Remember, fear should never be your driving factor to push you in either direction. This is why we're trying to provide you with what some of the research says, but always be sure to do your own research, so long as it's peer-reviewed research and not just some news story that you found or an opinion on some blog that isn't backed up by research. And of course, always speak with your doctor about this.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll talk with you next week.